Uh, you think it won't when it whiz? We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane. All right, so check it out. Actually, that's the Daily Go Getimism slogan. So we're not going to do that. But what we are going to do is we are going to kick off this show with the Urban Therapy with Sun show. And it's Sunday afternoon, and it's kind of nice, kind of nice. I don't know what's been going on in your region of the country, but in Philadelphia, we've been dealing with these forest fires coming from Canada, and they've been blowing all of this smoke down here. And you can smell the smoke, and you can also see it in the sky, in the air. It's like an ongoing cookout, except nobody's cooking out, which is a little odd because it is summertime. But yeah, that's what we've been dealing with. So we haven't been getting the sunny skies like we're used to having. And when the sky is cloudy, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to rain because of this smoke coming from Canada. Now, Philadelphia is not anywhere near Canada. We have at least a 6 to 8 hour drive before we can get anywhere near Canada. But that's what we're dealing with. And we've never dealt with this anytime historically until 2024, I believe it was. Or was it last year? You know, things are a little hazy, pun intended, cloud of haze. You know, you get it. Other than that, it's a good day. The temperature is it's in a good space. I think it's 81. And I think it's only supposed to get up to 82 today. They changed it. They said that it was going to get up to like 84. So they're capping it at 82, which is good. This is good summertime weather. If you want to go swimming, you can go swimming. I'm wearing pants today. Normally I only wear shorts in the summertime. I was like, I could throw on the pants today. You know what I'm saying? Get a little loose. You know what I mean? Get khakied up. I like wearing khakis. I don't know about y'all, but I love khakis. I hope y'all can hear me well. As a matter of fact, yeah, I guess y'all can. Whoever's listening, if you can hear me well, make sure that let me know. Just let me know in the comments and say, yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay. So today on the Urban Therapy with Sun show, we are talking about dealing with things that don't match. Dealing with things that don't match. How much of a stickler are you for making sure that things match? Hey, and there are a lot of things that have to match for some people. I'm not really sure whether that means that you're OCD or not, because it could mean that, but I'm not sure if it has to mean that, like you may just be the type of person that likes to see things match. So it's hard for you to deal with things that don't go together. Some things make sense that they should match. Socks. But where do we get that from? Why do our socks have to match? You ever really think about that? In the wintertime, or most of the times when you wear pants and things, people can't see your socks. So why do we make sure that our socks have to match? You ever think about it? If you never think about it, if you never thought about it, let's think about it just for a quick second. Why do our socks have to match? Fellas, if a woman's underwear don't match, does it mean something to you? Do you automatically get this negative picture of her? Like if her bra and panties aren't in a set, same color, same brand, same lace or whatever, do you look at her like, oh, she a bum? I don't think it's fair that their bra and panties should have to match, especially on a day where nobody's going to see them. Especially if you're dealing with a woman who is buxom. We're going to use that word buxom. In other words, she got big, juicy titties and a big fat old ass. Those bras and panties get expensive, especially bras. I don't know if you've ever had to buy bras for your woman, but trust me, dog, that's a bill right there. And as a matter of fact, a lot of women are very appreciative if you will, buy her some bras if she got big, juicy titties. There's a difference between having big titties and big, juicy titties. Anyway, right? So yeah, if you buy your woman, some bras, you saving her a good amount of cash. Because if she like a double D, triple D, or more, her bras are gonna be like $60, $80. You know what I mean? So that's a big digit. That can definitely blow a hole in your budget. You wonder why women spend so much money all the time, or why they seem to be so used to spending money all the time. It's because certain things that they have to have, or that they need, let's just say that, cost money. But yeah, so being as though bras and panties, especially bras, cost so much money, let's just say women's underwear. Since women's underwear can be so expensive, would they be wrong for just going with the sets or the pieces that are just the most comfortable? Maybe when she knows she's going to see you, or in the case where y'all live together, I guess, I don't know. Do women always make sure that they bras and panties match when they already have a man in house, or if they married? For all my cohabitating couples and spouses, holler at me. Do those things remain important? Because a lot of people say that when you get married, you start being lax on all kinds of things, not only compliments and affirmations and the little things, the little sweet things that you used to do in order to get them and get with them. So a lot of times they say when you've been together for a long time, or you start living together, or you get married, a lot of those things fall by the wayside. But I'm just asking, fellas, if a woman's bra and panties don't match, do you get your panties in the bunch? Do you be like, yo, what is this? That ain't sexy, ma. You ain't gonna make the cover of Sports Illustrated with this. Your bra is black. Your panties are brown. Who does that? Brown and black ain't that far off. But if you're OCD, or if you're just a stickler for matching, it might be a big deal. But if you're making assessments about a person's character because they don't match, or they don't match in the way that you think that they should match, are we being fair? Are you even decent? Well, we gonna get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve. I said to get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now. Get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve. I said get into it. Get involved. Get into it and get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve. Y'all get into it and get involved. Yo, I met this chick and her panties and bra didn't match when I thought she's a hell of a catch. But was I gonna let the panties and bras stop me from getting in that ass and going too far? I think not. We can have the conversation a little bit or a lot much later. Because I wasn't gonna do this thing and just hate on her. Yo, it's not gonna happen. But that's just me. You can do the different thing. I see the difference, me and another man or another men, or I'm saying it again. Yo, 10 out of 10. I'll take me an 8. I'm going out on this date. And hold up, wait. Cause ain't nothing getting in the way, cause I ain't gonna wait. Well, let me stop lying. I'ma just wait, and I'ma keep trying until I reach the pinnacle. And no, that's not pinnacle. I said the pinnacle. I'm saying, yo, I'm laying, I'm staying, I'm doing the things. Afterwards, I'm praying that things work out between me and her. Because this is another currency. Yo, it does occur. Stop. Y'all know what I'm talking about, though. We're talking about dealing with things that don't match. Socks, underwear. In the wintertime, Do your gloves and your hats have to match? A lot of people do. A lot of people. I'm hollering at all my stylish folks out there. For all my stylish folks out there, where did you get the notion of things having to match? Now, I know for my black people out there, y'all know how y'all are with matching. Black people will make you go out and spend all your money because you can't wear polo and Tommy Hilfiger at the same time. How you gonna wear Tommy Hilfiger and polo at the same? Yo, you gotta wear, if you got on polo, you gotta have on polo from here and here. And I've never seen anybody push the envelope about polo pants and jeans because they really don't make good pants or jeans or whatever. But they'll tell you if you got a polo shirt, then you probably got to have a polo hat. If you got like a baseball cap or something like that. I've seen it. And don't let it be Nike, Reebok, Converse, Puma, the Adidas. Don't wear a Nike sweatsuit, warm-up suit, and don't have on and have on some Adidas sneaks. It's a wrap. Oh, tennis shoes for all of y'all others. We don't say tennis shoes where I grew up. We never say that. You know, on the East Coast, I don't know. They might say tennis shoes down in DC, like the southern part of what they say in Boston? I hope my man Time comes through. What do they say in Boston? Do they say sneaks? Because in Philly and New York and Jersey, we say sneakers, sneaks, kicks. I don't know what, I don't know. Anyway, we can't have on a Nike sweatsuit and Adidas sneakers. The brands don't match. Now, they could be the right color, but the brands don't match. And there's some people that are judged that, like, yo, you look at this cornball. He got on a Reebok. He got on a pair of Reeboks, but he got on an Adidas sweatsuit. Like, what is he doing? What are you doing? Yeah, he spent a bunch of money, but he don't know what he doing. He has no style. He dresses like a child. He was brought up wrong, so I had to put his bum ass right in this song. He can't get along with the cool kids because he be dressing and looking like a fool did. You see him when he came to school on Friday. Yo, he was laughing. Yo, it made my day. I couldn't believe this nigga. Yeah. Did you see that, nigga? Yo, it be going down. I ain't spending all my money just so y'all could clown me and make me feel stupid and stuff. I understand that sometimes times is rough. Everybody, parents didn't have a lot of money for all of these matching clothes, but still those who had it, sometimes they was rude. Yo, I ain't trying to be nobody's jokes or food. You ain't eating me or treating me like I'm supposed to be treated and things getting eaten. And I need it to just grow and become an adult and leave them kids things alone. Yo. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Do y'all get where I'm coming from? Good. What up, my peoples? What up? We got Marvina Bigby in the house. What's good? And Stacy White is in the house, holding it down for the D. What's good? My brother Clay. Hey. What up, my dog? And Big Stank says, imagine taking advice from, never mind. He said, imagine taking advice from a motherfucker with his 6th grade graduation outfit on. Personally, I like checkers. I like stripes. So you don't like my shirt? I don't know. But if me and a 6th grader are wearing the same shirt, then he's dressing like me. That I'm going to say it like that. What did I just see here? Wait a minute. What did I just say? We good. All right. So tell you what, Big Stank, I'm not even going to take away my, you probably not here no more anyway. I was about to take my shout out I'm back from you, but I'm gonna let you stay. Poppy, Mike Jones, Black. Don't start it yet. Don't start that again, Poppy. But Black Thought, yo, you crazy, Mike Jones. All right, Tori 2200, what's up, babe? What's good? Good to see me some you. And Kidada Washington, what up, what up, what up, what up? Derek River, my dude, what's good? You say not a big deal? I hear that. I'm just making sure everybody get recognized. Dimples D's, what's good, man? What up? Make sure y'all hit the like button. How are we? Yo, please, can y'all please hit the like button? Don't make me get up here and start begging. Yo, let me get my beg. Let me get my beg drum. Hold on. I'm begging for like. Can't match Adidas with Nikes. Hit the like button, do it for me. It'll be worth it, and you'll see. I'm about to get my beg drum out. Let me hit y'all with the beg drum. So we only got 11 likes out of my beg drum. Beg drum. How could this happen? This is the drum of my ancestors. You know what I mean? Man, I tell you, boy, the things that a streamer has to do in order to get people to hit the like button, I just don't understand. Y'all coming through to listen to the show, you knew that you was getting yourself into a whole rabbit hole. So we gonna make sure that we dip and dab it, yo. My name is O. That's my real name, my real initial, but yo, I'm Sun75 and we do this thing every day, kicking it live. All I need you to do is hit the like button. And I'ma stop talking like all of a sudden. But I gotta talk a little bit. I mean, it's a show, you know what I mean? I just wanna have a little fun. Yo, this show is about to start at 1. But I switched the time to 2, and 2:30 is when I came through. Okay. Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this the Urban Therapy with Sun show. We do this every single Sunday from 2 p.m. till around 3:30-ish. And the reason that we say 3:30-ish is because sometimes it gets so heated that we just have to do a little OT on a Sunday. And it is Sunday. This is the show where adults come out and play with other adults. We laugh, we cry, we go back and forth, bust it up with each other. We take an introspective look into our own personality to see the way that the universe projects us into this thing called the world and try to figure out this thing called life. I'm your host, Sun 752, aka Omar with the And if you can't say Omar with the, well, then you just say Omar with the R. Let me loosen this button, man. I always have to. I mean, personally, I like it with the button all the way up, but then, you know what I mean? Somebody gonna troll and be like, yo, you ain't got no neck. Where your neck at? I'll be like, yo, I got neck. I got neck. Pause. I got neck. Pause. Pause. You know what I mean? Y'all millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Y'all, everything is pause, pause. But we good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Levels is good. Damn, my pieces got caught up with each other. All right. So we talking about dealing with things that don't match. How important to you is it to make sure that things match or not? Now, when I grew up, my mama made sure I matched. You know, she did. She was a stickler for that. You know, things had to go together. But she made clothes for a living. You know, she was a seamstress. You know, she made all female clothes though. She wasn't none of that with the male clothes. She could. I shouldn't say that because she could do whatever she wanted to. But her specialty was making women's clothes. That was her thing. So, you know, I didn't have a chance not to, you know, match or understand color coordination or how things are supposed to go with each other. I didn't have a chance not to get into that. But that doesn't mean that I think everything should match. There are some things that are inconsequential. For example, furniture. Does all of your furniture have to match? Does the couch have to match the love seat? Maybe. Does the couch have to match the love seat? Let's say if the couch is leather, does the love seat have to be leather? It would be nice, right? But what if the love seat is like this fly ass velour or some kind of cloth? What is this, velvet? Crushed velvet, the thick stuff. I mean, what if it's the same color, but different fabric? So it's matching, but it's not matching all the way. It's not going all the way. It's not going all the way. You understand what I'm saying? So let's talk about it. Get into it. Get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve. Yo, get into it. Talk about it. Be about it. Get involved. These puzzle pieces right now, we gonna solve, y'all. So I'm gonna go over here and grab my seat. And then we gonna have this conversation. We gonna have this conversation. Y'all. We gonna talk. Here we are right now, brothers. Right now, sisters. What's good? Dealing with things that don't match. So, what's the general consensus here? Is the general consensus that things have to match, or do they not have to? Where are we so far? Derek said, Kidada said, don't even care. Okay. And Derek said, now, he said it doesn't really matter, but now if the teeth are brown and black, that's another story. Should they all be black or should they all be brown, OD? That's what I need to know. Should yeah. Like I'm so pro-black, even my teeth ain't white. Like, look, these pearly blacks. I could choose between ebony and ivory, and I went for ebony. I got ebony colored teeth. Ebony and ivory go together like perfect harmony. Side by side on my piano keyboard. Oh Lord, why can't we? Yeah. All right. So, all right, let's go. All right, Clay, you got the topic now? You got the topic, my brother? All right, Poppy says it never mattered to me. I rap girls with mismatching underwear garments all the time. I feel like most of the time they don't. Okay. All right. Marvina says coming out the house looking like a ton and don't have a quarter in their pocket. Oh. Dimple says they say tennis shoes in Maryland and DC. I know in DC they say tennis shoes. I know that. Now when you keep going down south, I imagine they probably say tennis shoes down there too. Yeah. Hey, yo, caller with the last numbers, Wims. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun show. What's good?
You started with that one a little bit, didn't you?
I'm going through some things. I'm going through some things, Miss Wims. You know what I mean? Y'all gonna have to pardon my behavior for the next few weeks. I got some trouble. I'm working through some things. I'm gonna be all right though. They say I'm gonna be all right, so I'm gonna go with that. What's good?
Hey, what's up, chat? Hey, family, others. What's going on, son?
I'm feeling like a real man should. You know, I'm just trying to do my best. I'm gonna do better until my best get here, though. So, all right. So you know what we talking about today?
I do.
All right. So, how important is matching to you?
So, of course, it depends on what it is. If we're talking about clothes, I don't give a damn about that for grown. Okay. I'm not doing that. I'm not 10 and I'm not 16 anymore. My socks don't match unless I'm going someplace where it's, dressed up or something like that. But other than that,
okay.
I'm putting these, if they're the same kind of sock, just different styles, then that's what's going on my feet.
Okay.
Now, my shoes, of course, I'm going to have on the same shoes, but I'm just saying. And as far as clothes, I mean, seriously, I dress for comfort now. So it's going to be jeans or slacks and a t-shirt, shorts and a t-shirt, something like that. So do they have to match? No. I don't have time for that. I'm too grown. When I'm leaving the house to do stuff, I'm leaving the house to do stuff. Like, I don't have time I don't need to do all that.
Okay.
Like right now, this humidity, be glad that I got clothes on and brush my hair. So that's all I'm saying. So and when it's cold, who gives a damn what you got on under a coat?
Okay.
This is some new weather that I don't have time to worry about that. Like I said, if I'm going someplace, specific that's a special occasion, of course, yes. But if I'm just going to the store or running errands, going to my auntie's house, I'm out. Get these clothes on, I'm out.
Okay. Well, but let me ask you this. Where would you say that we get our first notion of matching or things that have to match from? Do we get it from our parents? Oh, you think parents?
Yeah, because they start off laying your clothes out when you're little, and they always match all that up when you're little. So
do all parents do that though?
It has to be.
Do all parents do that?
I don't know about nobody else's parents, but I know mine did. And in the 70s, most parents, it seemed like they did anyway, because almost everybody was the same. We all walked around with matching clothes. So I would say the majority of parents did. But I'm going to say the majority of American parents. Because if you see kids who are from other cultures, that's not a big issue. It's not. They don't spend a lot of time focused on this needs to match and all this needs to go together. They just get clothes that you put on your body and move. Like, my son's grandmother, his dad said they're Jamaican and British. And when she would purchase stuff for him, it didn't match at all. But on my side, my family would buy him everything that matched. But on his dad's side, a lot of times stuff didn't match. It was what it was. He would have on a shirt with a Jamaican flag and Bob Marley and all the red, black, and green and yellow. And then he has some orange pants. So I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. Now the reason I asked is do all parents do that is because you got to remember, like us growing up, Generation X, a lot of our friends' parents were like hippies and shit, and they did not match. So I'm trying to picture hippie parents wearing tie dye and shit like that. You know, raising their children to be real orthodox and basically staying within the code that the parents have totally broken and caring about matches. So I would say that for a lot of black parents, absolutely it came from our parents. But I'm sure that I mean it ain't like it ain't no black hippies. You know what I'm saying? And it ain't
Of
like
course.
right. So a lot of parents who were into the school clothes era or the school clothes thing, I would say. Because I really consider us to have grown up in the heart and soul of the school clothes era. Like school clothes was a big thing when we was growing up. You know what I mean? That was the thing. School clothes and school supplies. Like we went shopping for that.
Listen, school supplies. Woo!
Yeah, I mean school supply going to
That's what needed to match was my school supplies. If I had strawberry shortcake, everything needed to be strawberry shortcake.
okay.
Holly Hobby, everything needed to be Holly Hobby.
Okay. So for a lot of our parents, they might have passed that down to us, but that may not have been the first uh the first place where we got our notion of things having to match. For any kids that went to preschool or what we call get set back in the day, at least in Philly, it was called get set. Preschool was called get set. That's where we started to understand that things matched because they literally gave us matching games. Whether it was shapes, colors, numbers. That's where we learn how things are supposed to match. So if our parents weren't that much of being a stickler for matching outfits and things like that, we may have gotten it from school, whether it was preschool, whether it was kindergarten. And remember, back in the day, kids didn't have to go to kindergarten. We went, but you didn't have to. You could start your child right in first grade. And a lot of parents wait until first grade for whatever reason to send the kids to school. So, but yeah, little kids get a lot of their notion of matching from people who are older than them, basically, whoever raises them or coaches them or teaches them. They may get it there. Now, where they take it after that, because I'm trying to figure out where we get the notion that things are supposed to match, and some things should match. Like the teachers were right about the shapes needing to match, the colors needing to match in order for testing purposes and to make sure we understood uniformity. So I get that. But where does that start to drift into the labels? Maybe clothing, furniture, everything. I know people that if they have to get a different tire, like let's say you get a flat tire on your car, they can't deal with all of the tires not being, let's say, Goodyear, Yokohama, Cooper, whatever. So it gets that bad for some people. And
like that.
It all starts from somewhere. I'm just trying to figure out how it gets to where it goes. What up, Carla and Little Lou? What's up? What's up, man? And model flip. Mode flip, my bad. Mode flip. Gotta read it right. But yeah. So I'm trying to figure out how it gets from our general teaching, and then it somehow morphs into us making judgments of a person's character because of whether they match or not. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And it happens. Whether we acknowledge it or not, it's there. So let's talk about it. Now, Now, where did you start to like you sort of hinted towards maybe when you were in school no, I don't know, did you say sixth grade or was it high school, whatever, did match was matching more important then?
I think all my school years it was until up until graduation, maybe my senior year. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like all during school that was a big deal, like matching. But as an adult, I don't give a fuck about that now.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. um Man, we grew up in the get fly era. Now myself, my colors were always the most important things to match. And I don't know how I've continued to do it today because like often like my shirt is matching my sneaks right now. And I picked up a method of doing that somewhere in college because it wasn't like that in high school. I I didn't have that notion of matching. As I started to make more money and was able to buy more shit, but I didn't buy it matching together. You know what I mean? It's kind of
Mm-hmm.
weird. I've never bought matching clothes together. Like, yo, I'm a buy this set, and a lot of people shop like that. I would just
Yeah,
buy
I
what.
shop like that.
Yeah, I would just buy
I
whatever
per-
I liked, and I would match it later. Like a lot of times, I didn't even know I had something at the crib that matched it until I got home, and then when it was time for me to wear whatever, I'm like, oh, hey, this, boom. It just kind of went together. Now,
I have jewelry like that now. Like I have a ring and a bracelet that I did buy as a set, but I saw one piece at one time, the other piece at the second time, and I've had them for about 10 years now, and I have not worn them yet because I haven't found the clothes to match the jewelry.
okay,
So
the clothes to
I
match the
still kind
jewelry.
of do that with
Wow.
certain things, especially if it's something I want to wear for a special occasion. But I
Mm-hmm.
shop like that. I shop in pieces because sometimes you don't always find everything that you want together in a set. So it's one of those things where I still have stuff that has tags on it because I haven't found the other piece to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's necessarily that I need it to match, but it's nothing that says I like that over there. I go with that. So kind of like that.
I can dig it. But that's an interesting thing. I need clothes to match my jewelry.
Yep.
And I ain't mad at it. Because everybody has their different notion of what matching is supposed to be, and they have their different styles. And I think that the way that you match your stuff, and I'm not just talking about clothes, but the way that you match anything shows your own brand of uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? So you may raise a couple of eyebrows by the way that you match things up. Um, and like I said, I've known people who were insistent on matching things that I may have never thought of. Like I said, the tires, not the rims. Because I do think having mismatched rims on a car, that looks crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But the tires, like ain't nobody, long as you got them shits washed and armor all up, ain't nobody really gonna notice that shit. But to some people, the OCD works that way. So they have to have it that way. And I can't write it off as being wrong, but when it comes to be a financial burden, or when you start judging other people's character because they don't do that, you know what I mean? When you start getting snobby with it and divisive with it, now I'm like, wait a minute. We're not doing that. You know what I mean? We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if a person looks crazy, they look crazy. But that doesn't mean that their whole personality is crazy. They may have, hey, most of the geniuses in the world have not been fly. You know what I mean? A lot of them didn't even have good hygiene,
Mm-hmm.
which made me question, like, are you sure they geniuses? Because how much brain power does it take to know that you're supposed to wash your ass every day and change your clothes? You know what I'm saying? Give me a
Oh,
C.
yeah.
If it's like that, give me a C student all day. But yeah, with
I know some women who match their makeup with their clothes. I think it's asinine. I mean, but they do what they do, but they match their makeup with their clothes. And they always look so ridiculous. And they don't listen when people tell
I've
they look
definitely seen that.
ridiculous, but they do. But they match and these are brown ladies. So just imagine if they have on light blue, now they have on light blue eyeshadow. And I'm like, wow, stupid.
Um, I don't even like makeup, but I'm not really mad at that because I understand the creativity that goes along with that. I figure, well, if you're going to wear makeup in the first place, you already in a certain zone. But if you go ahead and match it, I'm like, okay, it just shows I would give it style points. Even like I said, I don't like makeup, but I would give it style points. I remember this young boy. He was my young boy. This was in the '90s, and my man, he was a dope boy, and um, his whole family was in the drug game, either drugs or prostitution. It wasn't he ain't had no way around it for real, for real. And well, actually, that's wrong because the whole family was in the drugs, and parts of the family was in the politics. Make it make sense. You know what I mean? Make it make sense. His his pop had mad felonies. Never went upstate. Never went upstate. Stayed at the county level. We used to be like, I wonder who's telling. But anyway, but anyway, one time he bought a motorcycle, and this nigga went and got a haircut and matched his hair to his motorcycle. Now,
What?
I'll never forget this shit. Now, don't get me wrong. The boy was fly. You know what I mean? I can't front. The boy was fly. I can't take that away from him. But since he used to always try to clown me whenever he got a chance, I was like, oh, I got you there. I was like, look at you. So you dyed your hair to go with your motorcycle? And I caught him. He was like, I know, but like the reason that it's like that, I had to dye it blonde first and then color it. I was like, so how long you going to literally ride this out? Like, all right, you got the motorcycle, you gonna keep your hair like that? Like, no, I only did it because I'm going to this. He was going to some kind of thing or whatever. I was like, all right. But and he didn't look like a clown. It was a little bit fly, but it was so over the top. I just fucked with him anyway. I'm like, no, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Cause he used to always, him and his cousins used to always say some little backhanded shit to me. I was like, I got you now. I got you this time, motherfucker. But yeah, so his level of fly was pretty much next level. And he was a hand-to-hand drug boy. We're not talking about somebody pushing weight. So for him to even have the balls to do this, I was like, okay. Amazing. But yeah, so somebody that would go to that level to match, yeah, that's different. That's different. And the whole matching thing, there might be some people that will lose sleep because some things didn't match.
Well, I have recently lost sleep because some things didn't match. But it's not clothes, it's just life stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're sticking to clothes and items, okay. But if we talk about life, it's a lot of things. That's my favorite phrase when I'm talking to people when something stupid happens or something doesn't make sense. I'm like, okay, make it make sense. Because that doesn't match. And then that's where we roll into whatever we roll into.
Well, let's talk about that.
Okay.
Life things that don't match. Because, I think that matching is a construct. It's a construct. I'm not sure if it's a an essential part of life. I don't think that it's a necessity. Certain things may have to match it's because of the way you use them. Like, for example, a 1/2 inch pipe is not going to fit inside of a 3 inch pipe. I'm sorry, a 3/8 pipe. You understand? So you're going to have to get a fitting to put the 3/8 to match the 3/8 and the 1/2 inch together. So that makes sense that those things have to match. A lot of mechanical things.
I'll give you an example of what has to match. So, as you know, this was the week dealing with family stuff, and we had to go to court. So we went to court, and we walked away from court with things that don't match. That's why we have to go back to court again. Yay! So, my mother's brother, because we're going for an estate as heirs, my mother's brother has decided he's owed $70,000 from the estate. And he said he's owed $70,000 because he's paid utilities for property from 2019 up until April of this year. Although people have lived in the property while it was in probate. But he feels like he's owed utilities, property tax, and insurance on this property for all these years, although people have lived there and they charge rent to these people.
Mm-hmm.
And we have another heir who said she also paid property taxes during a period of time for the same property. And I said, well, this doesn't match to the judge. I said, because if there were people who were renting this space, why would the utilities be still in the name of my deceased loved one for these people who were living in this property for all these years? That doesn't match. And then for this other heir to say, well, they pay property taxes for X amount of years, that doesn't match.
Mm.
And the icing on the cake for me was this relative has been deceased since 2019, but somebody ordered checks in her name last year, and they're charging the estate. That doesn't match. Those dates don't match, and the numbers don't match. So sometimes in life, some things have to match for them to work. And that's an example. That shit don't match.
That's a good example. And those things should match up. So matching is important in a lot of areas of life. Now, if we're talking about life, we can even go deeper than that. Because if your feeling about matching goes so far as to choose the people that you're going to value or deal with based on whether they match or not. Like, they actually have dating sites called Match.com.
Okay.
So when you start talking about your perfect mate or your perfect match, or when somebody says you've met your match, when I was just thinking about that, when people say that you've met your match, I always thought they were saying like you found someone that is your opponent, that is a formidable foe. But now I realize that they're saying you met your match, you met your equal. But that's not the way they use it. You know what I mean? Like when I've heard it used. But anyway, so when you start to assess the matching construct or that notion on people, so that's how in the Black community we got separation based on skin complexion, Hair, texture, um, rich, poor, things that really separate us on a negative level, but definitely um, persist in our neighborhoods and in our families. So what? Um, I can't I can't name the number of people that I knew that insisted on light being with light or dark being with dark. Well, no, very little dark being with dark, but definitely light being with light. I've also known, that I've known people who said that we have to darken up our family a little bit. In other words, the light skin needs to get with the dark skins, and definitely dark skins, needing to lighten up the family a little bit and possibly get some good hair up in here. Crazy shit, and these are the things that are not helping us, but we're stuck in them.
Those are the things that for people who are ignorant about their own culture and race.
Nonetheless, it comes down to this whole matching thing. It may not end there, but it could have started there.
Mm-hmm.
It could have started there. I mean, racism is
That's where
basically
the Jack and Jill Club came from. Back in the 50s and 60s, 40s, 50s, 60s, whenever it was. The Jack and Jill Club was based on if you could pass the brown paper bag brown test or brown paper bag test, and if you were too brown, you couldn't be part of that clique. And they were specific to, this needs to be this group of light people for it to make a difference.
Mm-hmm. Well, when you think about what racism, where racism comes out of, there's a lot of matching in that, ain't it?
Of course.
Everything has
ignorance in it too.
Yeah. So, I mean, this matching can make things better, or it can really, really be toxic and divide people. So
it can divide a family because if people don't, again, this goes back to the ignorance of people who know their own. Like, I have relatives in the same family, a host of siblings in there, and their parents are brown. One is probably the shade of Viola Davis, and the other maybe, I'm trying to think of maybe, okay, what's his name? I can't think of the man's name right now. But maybe Michael B. Jordan. Maybe Michael B. Jordan, Viola Davis. Those are the hues of the parents. And there are 3 children in the family who are light as me. 2 are as light as me, and 1 is probably 2 shades lighter than me. Mm-hmm. But they all share the same parents. Mm-hmm. But the ignorance of people don't realize that's just your genetic makeup. You may not always look like or have the exact same characteristics of your direct parents. That's just the lineage. That's all it is. But that caused such a problem in the family, and rumors circulated until it caused grown people to go take tests, and just for everybody to have egg on their face, and it's a lot of discontent now and tension because of it. When it's like, if you know your history, it's not always going to be like that. So that's an example. People aren't always going to match. We aren't going to always match our parents 100% because we come from a long line of people. So you can carry the traits from other relatives into a different generation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I said, it can get really toxic. Personally, when it comes to babies, I look at more than just complexion. Like, hold on. I mean, because there are more ways than just complexion to look like somebody. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as the baby, starts to grow, you'll be able to tell. By the time that a child is about 2 years old, you'll know that, because most of those clues will be in place. But yeah. So when you think about where matching starts and and how it plays out in the middle, but where it gets to, And however it ends, matching no longer gets blamed for anything. We don't say that the problem is that it's not matching. We'll say that the problem is that it doesn't work, or because it's bad, or because there's something wrong with it. But it could be, just as a possibility, it could be that we're stuck in what's supposed to match and what doesn't. Now, I've never known anybody that totally never matched anything. I've known people who didn't dress well. I mean, we all know people like that. And I've known people who were very eclectic in most of the things that they did. but even my big sister is like that. She's the way that she dresses, the way she chooses her clothes, it's not always about what's matching up perfectly and things like that. But there are other things for her that definitely have to match. And I understand, so we prioritize what we want or what we think is important versus, the things that we think could wait until later, or maybe just don't hold the same amount of importance as other things. But yeah, when you start judging people, or I don't like the word judge, when you start placing a value on people's character or making an assessment on people's character based on whether the trim on their house went right with the base color. I'm not sure if that's productive. That sounds counterproductive to me, because the character of a person involves so much more. And you'll find out a lot about why a person matches things the way they do when you start to get to know a person. You'll find out a little bit of their influences one way or another, and you may decide whether that person is somebody you can hang around with or not. Twins. Why do parents insist? Most parents. I've never seen a set of twins that didn't dress alike. Have you?
I have.
Okay. And while they were kids?
Yep. If their parents let them have their own personality, I know some that did.
I've never seen that.
I don't want to dress like them. Like, they may have started off like that, and they're like, I don't want to dress. Their separate personalities started to develop, and they didn't dress alike.
Okay. But you said,
especially if they're opposite sex. Like, I have a set of twins, and they didn't dress alike. Their mother tried it for a minute, getting the boy blue and the girl pink, and that did not work.
Yeah, but they're fraternal twins. They're not real twins. It's like, I guess they real. But it's a different egg. You know what I'm saying?
I know identical twins too who didn't dress alike.
But yeah,
like I said, it's because they're separate personalities.
Well,
that the parents just didn't do it.
Well, you said in the beginning they dressed them alike, and then they let them start doing their own thing, right?
Like, as they were babies, yes. But when they as toddlers, they start seeing the differences, and they just didn't put that on them. They saw where their differences lied. So,
well, shit, I've even children that weren't twins, I've seen parents match them up in a certain kind of way. Like even with the names, like all of their names are similar. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Todd and Tadisha, shit like that. Like, wow, really? You got 3 kids, basically with almost the same name. You changing a letter here, letter there.
Her son with the same initials. All her sons have the same initials.
There you have it. And so you don't necessarily have to be twins. Now, I mean, now you can ask a parent. I always think like, so the other parent submitted to that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you were in agreement with this uniformity. Yeah, I mean, if you got four different kids, I mean, four different kids, four different parents. Okay, I guess you know if you didn't involve the father, if the father wasn't involved in deeply involved in each pregnancy, you could easily pull that off, couldn't you? But
Yeah.
I can't imagine a man saying, "All right, yeah, I'm gonna let you name all of my kids because it is unorthodox." I really want to say silly, but I'm going to say this unorthodox um, naming system that you are assessing to our babies.
I was just going to say what Clay put up. I was just going to say George Foreman wanted his kids to match because he gave them all the same name.
Yeah, I mean that's the absolute truth. And I mean, but he named them straight George, no like Georgetta, George. Like that's the weirdest shit. Like George Foreman was such a nice guy, but he's a weirdo. You know what I mean? He was a weirdo. All your kids, he had like 8 kids, right?
Yeah, 1,000.
No, Clay. He named the girls George too. Everybody was George. What the? When you call your kids, what happens? Do they all gotta come? But you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't even have a numbering system like George 1, George. No. Man, in fact, let me make sure. Let me verify because I remember the girls being named George too. Hold on. Were all of George Foreman's children named George? Okay, it wasn't just his sons. My bad. All right. George Foreman named all of his 5 sons George Edward Foreman, stating he wanted them to share a common bond. However, he is also the father of 7 daughters. God damn, man, I didn't know he had 12 kids. Natalie, Leola, Frida, Michi, Georgetta, Isabella, and Courtney, who have different names. Okay, all right. My bad. Oh, so even though he named them George, he gave them nicknames. So it was George Jr., George the Third, and they called him Monk, George the Fourth, Big Wheel, George Fifth, George Five, Red, and George Six, Lil Joey. Lil Joey, maybe those are like they no, because he named them. They middle names were the same too. All right, cool. But anyway, but yeah, so yeah, that's an unorthodox matching style. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? People do these kind of things. So where they may not match anything on one level, they may be a stickler for it on another level. You know, that's their priority. But I think for people who are really sticklers for matching, they normally want everything matching. Like that OCD ain't taking a backseat to anybody. Yeah. So Malu said that shouldn't be legal. It really should. That shit is crazy. Like, yo, no, you can't do that. You know what I mean? For identification purposes. Like, how's the credit bureau going to separate everybody better?
They got all the Roman numeral numbers. They had all the Roman numbers.
They didn't. Those were their nicknames. Yeah. No, they were all named the same. They were all juniors. All of them. He gave them the nicknames after the fact. Their legal names were George.
What a mess. If he has a group of thank God, if he had a group of bad kids, can you imagine how 2 or 3 could ruin the rest of the others' lives with some bullshit?
Yes, I could. Hold on a second. God damn it. Better not be important. Come on. Hey.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mama Moon, my show. What's up? Is that it? All right. All right. I wasn't talking to you, Kim. I was. My mom called me twice.
I just realized it.
Okay. All right. It's all good. So, yeah. Yeah. With the whole matching thing, like I said, there are people who lose sleep over this thing. You know what I mean? There's some people who have to match, and they're really, really like there's no other way around it. If you're structured in some things, it's understandable to me. But when your proclivity to match makes you be so over the top that nobody can be outside of those bounds without you looking down on them. Or let's take away the whole looking down on somebody thing. Let's just say let's look at the amount of money that it could cost you to keep everything uniform that way. Like some things involve matches that we may not take a look at. We may not look at it as being that way. Like the way our grandparents would only buy certain products from certain brands from certain places. So we had our Sears parents and grandparents. Mm-hmm. Everything come from Sears, like everything. Now, granted, Sears had a lot of shit, but they didn't always have what you wanted in updated styles. You know what I'm saying? Like things like clothes and stuff like that. If you wanted a pair of tough skins, yes, Sears was the place to go. But if you wanted a pair of designer jeans, like some Jordache, some Sergio Valente, you're not getting that at Sears. They didn't step up into that realm. So, we had to go through it. But Radio Shack, we've talked about that a number of times on the show. Electronics having to come from Radio Shack. Like, why? Why? Why did it have to come from Radio Shack? That's where they were comfortable. But that's a match. Because if all of your products came from Radio Shack, then the label on and the quality of all of your products are pretty much a match. Is it that you couldn't find better products somewhere else?
When I think about it, my grandmother had that particular thing, like it was just regular everyday clothes. She bought them from Sears. But if it was she considered it something fancy, it may come from Lazarus. Now, if you're going all out, and she's going to get it from Ayers. So like if she was buying our clothes, let's say for Easter to go to church, that was coming from Ayers. But if she just bought us like clothes, say for a birthday gift for the summer, then that was definitely coming from Sears. Christmas, she might go to Lazarus for a specific thing.
What was Lazarus?
And I remember it. Well, also you guys didn't have that. It may have just been local to the Midwest then.
Okay.
But Lazarus was like so did you guys have Ayers?
No, I never heard that.
So Ellis Ayers was like a high class, I guess, form of Sears. I don't know.
Okay.
Um, but it is a very well known family, I guess, the Ayers family. Anyway, Lazarus was a store that was like in between Ayers and Sears. So at Sears you could spend $100 and get a lot of stuff. At Lazarus you could spend $100 and get maybe two things. At Ayers you gonna spend $100 plus another 100 to get anything. So that
Okay.
would be the difference between the three.
Levels. I got
So
you.
yeah. So it just depends. Like she shopped those specific places for specific things. And she always believed every child's first pair of shoes had to come from, oh God, I can't think of the name of the brand right now. I can't think of them, but it was definitely the white shoes with the hard bottom. But there was a specific company brand of those shoes. And she only bought them from that store. I can't think of the name of it right now, so you gotta forgive me. But she was specific on that. And then when you were a toddler, you had to have your first pair of Buster Brown shoes. So she was specific on those kind of things, and they had to match. Like you had to match your age with these type of shoes and these type of clothes for these type of events. It just was consistent all my life.
Mm. I understand. I'll be the last one to say that matching is totally unimportant. It's just some things that I never really understood how come we couldn't mismatch. The socks. I just don't understand. Yeah.
That's why I do now. I don't care.
I mean, I've always matched socks, but why? Why? Especially in the wintertime. Now, when I started buying different color socks, yeah, they should match. But do they have to? What about people who get dressed in the dark? And that's a lot of people. In the wintertime, where it's dark it's dark until maybe it's like 7 o'clock in the morning. You got to be up at 5 or 6. It's dark. You might just go to the sock drawer and put on whatever is warmest. Why do
Well,
those?
usually the socks are rolled together in a pair anyway. So most times you are matching, unless you like me now, you just put them in the drawer and go on about your life.
My colored socks, I roll them. The tube socks, I'm not rolling them. For what? There's too many of them, number one. You know what I mean? There's too many of them. And I will tell you this. As long as they're white, I'm not spending a lot of time matching them. Now, they have done some things that trick me up mentally. Like the sock itself will be all white. We just talk about tube socks. But the toe and the heel on the sock is like gray.
Gray or black.
So I'm like, got me. It got me.
Or it's the texture on it.
Yeah.
Or it's the texture.
Oh my, yeah. Yeah. I'm like, these gonna be on my boots or my shoes. Then nobody's gonna know. But I know.
Well, and sometimes that texture can throw. I don't. So mine, of course, is a feel kind of thing. Sometimes that texture on the toe or the heel, if those two don't feel the same, it feels like your balance is off, like it's ruining your gait or something.
Have you ever had to have a hole in your sock?
I had to take that off. I can't function with that.
I'm glad you said.
I can't function with that.
You see, nobody can see that hole in your sock, but somehow that hole in your sock is jabbing at you. It's killing you. You know what I mean? And somehow, no matter how small the hole is, somehow it finds a way to make your foot feel funny. Why?
Yeah, I messed with my foot real bad. And I'm like, why didn't I see this at first? How did I put this on my foot and not notice this?
I'm telling you.
There's like game over, I will go buy a pair of socks and take those off and pitch them. I can't function.
I would gamble to say that a hole in your sock shows on your face. I'm telling you. I I think that it has an effect on your attitude, your overall attitude. That hole in your sock, that thing, it's like you almost feel like people can tell I got a hole in my sock. Like they don't. They don't know, but they know something is wrong with you because you ain't acting right. You know what I mean? You off in the corner in a fetal position.
It does mess with my mental.
It
I'm not myself when there's something like that till I get it fixed.
well, the other sock don't have a hole. So
I don't care.
but no, what I'm saying is that it don't match. It's not a
Yeah.
match. One got a hole, the other one don't got a hole. So even if neither one of them had a hole, if you are a stickler for making things match, your day might be totally just done in because you wasn't matching. Are you the type that insists that your underwear match?
I don't know. I used to be, but not anymore. Like if I'm getting dressed up in certain clothes, then of course. But everyday general stuff, no. Because sometimes you can't even find the bra in the right size to match the panties. Like, depending on what size you are, you can't. That's not always going to come in the right set sometimes.
That's what I was talking
And
about
then
in the
you got
beginning
to
of the
make
show.
it work. Yeah, you got to make it work. And sometimes the bras are so separate, and every boutique don't have the same. Because you might be able to wear the size in panties that say what's the name of it, Victoria's Secret, but they may not carry your bra size. So now you got to find a different bra. So no, if it's a solid color and a floral, as long as I got the solid color that matches some color in the floral or something like that, then yeah. Other than that, I'm not. It's not a big deal to me. And if it is to a dude, I'm gonna ask him how many sets he wears.
Well, I know that there are dudes out there who care about that shit, just like there, men out there, the foot fetish dudes who can't deal. They say that they can't find a woman attractive if she don't have her feet, if she have ugly feet. I don't think it's. I think it's the craziest thing in the world, but it is what it is. But um, but let me ask you, do you wear long johns?
I didn't used to, but I do now. Because
Really?
it's a different kind of winter. Yes, I didn't used to. I've never worn them. But these winters are different now. They're too harsh. And I'm like, I can't. I don't know if it's age with me or what, but this is not the same winter snow I used to walk to school in. This is not the same. This winter clings to you. So yes, I wear them now. I have to in order for me to go out and do stuff in the world. Yes, because if I don't have them on and it's cold, I'm done for the day. I'm done. I can't. No. So yes, I wear long johns now.
Everybody in the chat, let me know, do you wear long johns, aka long underwear? Now, I'm the opposite of you, Kim. I used to wear long johns when I was a kid, and that's why I don't wear them now. The only time I wear long johns is when I gotta go to the Eagles game and that shit is like real cold, because I'm gonna be out there for a long time. Other than that, I don't wear them. And the only long johns I can wear now are like those Under Armour like leotards and shit, and some tights.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, I can't. I could never wear them. The regular long johns, the porous type. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? The regular long
But
john.
it seemed like they were only made for boys back then because I don't even recall them being. I don't know any girls who wore them, and I don't ever remember seeing them. I remember my mother and them and everybody bought them for the boys, but I don't think we ever did. I never had them. But even as I got a little older, and then I started seeing them, I still didn't wear them. But as an adult, grown Kim, I've been looking for some now to get prepared for the winter.
They have always had girl long johns. They look the same
I just never
as
seen
they
them.
look the same as the male long johns, just
Just pink.
or thinner. You know what I mean? Like thinner sizes.
I should have known they would be thinner.
But yeah,
I should have known.
I never could wear them because they get bunched up under the clothes. Yeah, I mean, it'd be driving me the fuck crazy. Like, yo, this shit that like they would draw up on me. So I couldn't wear them. I couldn't wear them. And That's the reason I only wear like the leotards, and I don't even wear the. I wear a long sleeve t-shirt, but not long john, not long john. Well, I have some long john material, long sleeve t-shirt, but yeah, man, I don't know. The long johns that they made back in the day was strictly for warmth, but I didn't even find that it really kept me all that warm for real, for real. Because I mean, the motherfuckers would start out at the ankles and wind up at my knees. I'd be like, yo, this shit is uncomfortable as hell. But but the reason that I brought up the whole long john thing is because I'm like, does that have to match too? You know what I mean? Like
They did come in a set. They did come in a set with the shirt and the pant, the bottom.
They did.
And but now you can buy them in separates.
You know what I never really understood about long johns though? For men? Were you supposed to wear the long johns only? Or did you, because I wore drawers and long johns.
I don't know. I always tell my kid to put his drawers on. Yuck. No.
What? Because you're not supposed
to wear both.
Okay. All right. Well, I wore both, but from what it was a problem wearing both because you had to fly for. Yeah. You know what I mean? You damn near had to just go ahead and pee like you would go and take a shit because you had to get through the fly in your jeans or pants, whatever, and then the long johns, and then your drawers. That's shit.
A problem now. That's the problem now.
Yo,
trying to take all that stuff to go to the bathroom in the winter.
If you really had to go, you know what I mean? It could be a problem. Now you done pissed up three items of clothing instead of one. Because your drawers, the long john material was always real stretchy, so it never lined up correctly with your drawers. But you're not supposed to wear long johns twice. You know, just like you got to change your drawers every day, you're supposed to change your long johns too. But I don't know too many people who had as many long johns as they did underwear. So it is, yeah.
I appreciate long johns now because they allow me to wear skirts in the wintertime, you know? So I say that's the benefit, or a thinner pant in the wintertime. So I like that. But see, for me, sometimes I'm putting on tights and the long johns and skirt. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think when we were younger, we were able to deal with the cold. Well, I don't think everybody's the same. I can deal with the winter way better now than I did when I was younger. When I was younger, I was cold a lot. But I know I think what it is I have more clothes to put on in the wintertime now. You know what I mean?
It does feel like it was more clothes then. And remember, I don't know about you, but we wore snowsuits when we were younger. And then we got a little older. We wore the 2-piece snow pants and then the coat that matched it. And then just the top part as, a little older. But it does seem like it was always a lot of clothes, a lot more clothes back then. Maybe that's why we didn't feel the winter different. But I can't take this.
No, what I was saying
of air.
Mm-hmm. No,
cold air.
What I was saying is I have more clothes now than I did then. Like, I can double and triple socks now. I didn't have as many socks back then. You know what I'm saying? And my dumb ass wouldn't tell my mom, like, yo, I need way more socks. You know what I mean? I'm battling. You know what I mean? I'm out there with cold feet because I only got on 1 or 2 pairs of socks. And they might not have been the thick wigwam type of, you know what I'm saying? Like because I dress myself now, but I can take the cold better now than I did back then, except for my hands and feet. My extremities ain't shit in the winter. Yo, it ain't nothing for me to leave the Eagles game at halftime. I do it all the time. I don't give a fuck.
You got cold?
When my feet get cold, I'm out. I don't
Oh,
give
yeah,
a
that's
shit
how I
if we.
feel.
I don't care if we winning by 50 or losing by 2. I'm out. When my foot, I can't. And I don't know what it is. I'm hoping I'm not afflicted with some kind of condition. When my hands get cold, they are inoperable.
I'm like that too.
I mean, I
Listen,
can't use them, Kim. Like they're like useless. I can't grab on shit. I I went to go. Okay, I was at the Eagles game 2, 3 years ago, and my hands was cold, and I went to go buy some merch. I went to buy a sweatshirt. A sweatshirt. I could not get the card out of my wallet. I had to give it. I said, "Listen, my hands are cold. I can't grip the. I couldn't grip the card out the wallet." I said, "Listen." I had to hand her my wallet. I said, "Take the third card." Card. She was like, "This one, no. That one, no. This one, yeah, that one. Okay. I need you to." Like I was like, this shit.
it sounds like you letting yourself get too cold that your hands are getting that cold.
It,
Like
my
that,
my
you
hands.
lean hypothermia kind of stuff.
I was all. Ain't nobody else suffering out there. I be looking at people. They got on. I'm always a boot type. I wear boots. You know what I mean? And if they not the right kind of boots, one thing I like. Listen, one thing I liked about Timberlands was that they was warm. If nothing else, they was warm. They might not have been the best waterproof boots and whatever. They might have been overpriced and more and geared more towards style than actually working. But they were insulated well. And yeah, I ain't get no
Hate
cold
them
feet.
boots.
I'm just saying, I ain't have no cold feet and no Timbs, but like Columbia boots and other boot brands. I'm like, this shit's they be advertising 50 below. I'm like, you won't even have no feet
Oh,
left if it's anywhere near even the teens. But but yeah, I think there's something greater going on. Maybe circulation or something like that because my hands didn't used to be inoperable. Like now, like they are useless when my hands get cold. That's why I keep a pair of gloves. I have to keep good gloves, and but I always did. I always recognized that when my hands and or my feet get cold, then it's time for me to come in the crib. So we be out in the snow
as a kid, I
sledding
was
and
like
shit.
that. If my hands, my feet are cold, if we did a snowball fight, you got snow in my ear, I'm out. Game over for me. I don't want to play anymore. Now I'm serious and I don't want to fight. So let me go on in the house. I
Clay
don't want to
said,
do that no more.
Clay said, help a brother out. Duh, my hands, my hands, I can't feel my. I was literally like that. Like, listen, I'm trying to buy this. I got money. And
Are you anemic?
no,
Mm.
mm-mm.
Might be circulation due to the coast. I like you wait until you get to almost hypothermia. That might be, I don't know.
It ain't cold enough for no hypothermia. Like, ain't nothing on my body else. Ain't nothing else on my body cold except my hands. I gotta have a decent pair. A decent pair. Well, and part of it was my fault because if I'm out there, like when I'm watching the game, I still be fucking around on my phone and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sending
Oh,
pictures and
well,
shit.
there it
Like,
is.
yeah, I'm not. I'm blaming my hands. My hands being cold. I ain't say I ain't had nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? But I still think I should be able to use my hands. like, look. I get in the car. I can't fucking steer. I gotta steer with like the butt of my palms and shit.
You mean you don't even turn the heat on and let them warm up a little bit?
Well, yeah, but look, like,
You.
it get warmer as you drive. I was like, I gotta get the fuck on up out of here.
It sounds like it's all your fault. Shit. What the hell?
Meanwhile, it's only the third quarter. I'm listening to the rest of the game on the radio. It's like fuck this shit.
Well, I can't wait till it gets. Well, I can wait, but when it gets cold, I'm gonna be able to talk about this. Cause what the hell?
Happens all the time.
You know, get you some damn mittens and leave that shit cold alone while you watching the
No, I
game.
always and I got the gloves. I got the good warm gloves that you can still navigate your phone with. But nah, I finally wised up. I got the stylus. So now I won't have to take
Oh
my
yeah.
I got the stylus on the phone. And for the past I've had it for the past 3 phones and I never thought about it though. I never thought about using that shit. Cold-handed ass nigga. You know what I mean? Get your shit together.
I'm gonna need you to stop going to the games acting slow.
My shit ain't right. You know what I mean? I gotta I'm gonna fix it though. I'm gonna fix something. But yeah.
Shit, that's something that don't match this winter. These seasons don't match the way they used to growing up. This a different kind of, I don't know. Sun is different. The winter is different. I don't, these don't match. These don't match the seasons I used to know. You know, I live in a place where we just like you get all 4 seasons. Except we get all 4 seasons in one day. And hey, I don't like that. None of it.
Okay. Yeah, well, um, yeah, I mean, when we talk about, things matching, I mean, different things have to match for different people. When you just look at the way that somebody decorates the things that they decorate, whether you're talking about their home or whatever. Speaking of home, like living room set, bedroom set, do they have to match for you?
They are now because it's still all the stuff in the same house they used to be. But when I remodel everything, they won't. I've decided I don't, it doesn't have to match to me anymore. I want this space to be the things I like. So if it's this chase and it's different from the sofa and the love seat and the chairs, and that's what it's going to be. I just want an eclectic mix of the things that I like. And they may not go together. I told you, my place is probably not going to be mature for some people. And that's all right. It doesn't have to be. But it is going to be Kim Comfort.
Okay. Yeah. I've definitely had bedroom furniture that didn't match, and I didn't have no problem with it as long as the shit. As long as there are more ways for something to go together than for it to match necessarily, like in
Right.
color. You know what I mean? It's sort of like the way you put things together that will make it more of a match than just the color or the or the materials or texture or whatever. But you gotta put your own brand on it, your own stamp to make it work. It can happen. It can happen. Right now, my living room, like my furniture has matched for the past 30 something years. And now it don't. Ready to throw the whole house away. Not that it's not the furniture is good, but what happened was last year. Yeah. Was it last year? Yeah. Last year, my sister gave me her couch. And I didn't really need a couch, but I took it anyway because, she was going to have to get rid of it. And it was a longer couch than I had. So I said, all right, fuck it, I'll take it. But she had this chair with it. So I had a sectional broken up into two. And to make a long story short, now I gave away the couch to the sectional, but still have the love seat part. And I got this chair. And it's not working. Nobody's ever going to sit on that chair because it's in the cut. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I know within the next year I'm gonna make a move. Like I'm not going to live my life this way. And I don't even be having company like that. But I'm not going to be living my life this way. I don't come from this. My mom.
So you need your furniture to match.
It it needs to. Even if it didn't match each other, it should match in style.
No, just mine needs to match my personality.
Yeah, it needs to
That's
match.
what I'm going for. It's going to match my personality.
Yeah.
I like a lot of novelty stuff. I like a lot of fun stuff. So it's going to be very immature
Yeah,
for some people.
just because it's good doesn't necessarily mean that it's good for you.
Yeah.
So probably within the next year, I'm gonna just go ahead and start all over because my life is in shambles because of this furniture. But
Okay.
it was that's where it all started. It was a beautiful gesture on my sister's behalf, but everything is going downhill since then. I'm seeing counseling on Tuesdays because of this shit. But
Okay.
I'm going to get it fixed. I'm gonna get it fixed and do the right thing. All right, so this is I want to even though I'm not going to end the show yet, I want to go to this poll question because a lot of people have a lot. I want to have an actual discussion about this poll question because I think it's important. So let's get to it.
Okay.
When it comes to school, what is the most essential ingredient to getting a good education? 32% said the school, the curriculum, and the admin or administration. 34% said the teachers in the school. 23% said the student and the parents of the students, period. And 11% said the neighborhood of the school. Now, out of 62 votes, I think this is an interesting poll. So I want to ask you, which of these would you say is the most important, the most essential part of getting a good education?
I think the teachers are, and I say that because my son has attended schools with suck ass administration, and we have schools right now with terrible administration. I mean, there's no question about that. But the teachers do make a difference because a good teacher will supersede any kind of foolishness that the administration pours down. Now, can they go outside of their limits? Of course, they're going to have some limits. And you'll have some teachers who are like, I can't do this, but I can do this and make it better and make it easier for the students. But I think a good teacher is definitely a pinnacle of a good education. Yes, the parents have to be involved. I do believe it starts at home. Your education starts at home with your parents. So it could be an argument that a parent would be better because that's where your first education should begin. First teacher should be your parents. But if we're just talking directly when you are in school, then I think it's the teachers. Because again, like we have shitty administrations, we always have, in my opinion, and it's definitely hasn't gotten better. But we need good teachers to educate our children, and I know some amazing teachers who do an incredible job in the midst of chaos right now, and they make a huge difference with these children. So I think it's the teachers.
Okay. I I would say the parents, the students, and the parents of the students. And the reason that I say that is because when you got good parents, they're gonna make those teachers teach. They're gonna make those administrators and the curriculum. You're gonna insist that your child gets the education that they want. I think that everything. I think all four of the choices are definitely important. But I would never say all of the above because I mean that's a given. But I believe that education starts at home, and it's not. it's not a coincidence that parents who have pursued higher learning insist that their kids do it too. Just like parents who have gone, who have been educated in private schools or parochial schools. What is it? I mean, private and parochial is still private. Like Catholic schools and stuff like that. They always want their kids to go to the same kind of schools.
And not me.
I understand. Now there can be differences in whether you decide that because the experiences that you may have had in those schools that you went to can have an effect on whether you would send your child to that kind of school. The same way that if you dropped out of school, you may not insist that your child go to school. So that's not a coincidence either. So, but I've seen how parents who really value education are quick to put a child in a school or take that child out of that school and find a better find a better school for that child. And
a lot of that myself with my kid.
And if the parent is involved, I want to tell you about this fucking video that I saw the other day that made me so goddamn mad. But anyway, if parents who have a high value for education, they do things like check their child's homework. And if they see that their child is not learning the shit that they have to learn or that they need to learn, that parent is going up to that school like, what's this shit? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Sure. So if the teacher is only teaching what's in the curriculum and they're following protocol, their parent is going to understand that. Well, first they're going to find that out, and then they're going to understand. They're going to understand that, and then they're probably going to the principal or the admin to find out like what is this shit? You know what I mean? Why are you teaching my kids things like they slow? Like who learns their? Okay, let's say in third grade you're supposed to learn multiplication. Fourth grade, you should be learning division. Now, if your child is not, if you've gone to school and you know that that's the way it's supposed to be, and your child is not getting those skills, as a parent, as a responsible parent, a concerned parent, you're going to make sure that thing goes right. I would never blame the neighborhood for a school being good or bad. However, I do know of good schools in bad neighborhoods, and I do know of bad schools in good neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? It happens. But so much of, I hear teachers complain all the time about, problem children, and then they parents come up to the school, and then you realize where the problem is coming from with the kids. Like, oh, this motherfucker acts out, or this chick acts out because they parents don't know how to act either. Oh, and I'm supposed to be the mediator or the moderator or the damn parliamentarian. I'm not babysitting these kids. You know what I mean? I'm gonna find a way to get these kids the fuck out of here because they are being disruptive and stopping the other kids from being able to learn. Not only that, they may be a little violent, and I might feel threatened.
And sadly, it's gotten worse. Like, it's not like it used to. I see so many of these kids so disrespectful to the teachers now that I couldn't imagine being in the fourth grade talking to my teacher the way I see some of these children talk to their teachers. Even in kindergarten and first grade, some of these kids say things to the teachers. It's like, what's going on at your house that you're speaking like this to a teacher? I couldn't begin to imagine that. That's even the situation with the little boy who brought the gun to school and shot his teacher. At that age, I couldn't imagine thinking I'm going to shoot my teacher. Let me go home and get a gun and come back and shoot my teacher. So that had to come from home. It had to be something they learned in the house for them to even have that kind of thought, to be so enraged that you think, let me go get a gun and come back and shoot my teacher as a kid. you're primary grades. That's the last thought. But it's so terrible now. Even in high school. Now I'm not saying I was the best student, but especially in primary grades I was. But in high school I was kind of an asshole. But there's no way I would think I'm going to get into a physical fight with this teacher and cuss the teacher out and get on TikTok or Facebook or Instagram and show my ass with this teacher. My mother would have killed me.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. So I saw this video. The other day, and this shit really disturbed me. But what disturbed me the most was the people in these goddamn comments. This evidently the teachers must have called the mother of this child up to the school. And they got this whole thing on video. And it must have been down south because she definitely had a southern accent. And she was saying, your ad, you motherfucking being bad in school. These motherfucking teachers don't have to teach you, blah, blah, blah. And she kept calling her son, little nigga, little nigga, you the nigga. And she was whooping his ass. And then she made him apologize to the teacher. It was two teachers, a white one and a black one. And they watching this mother whoop this child in front of them. And they outside. And she ain't holding back. She whooping his ass like on some James Evans shit. And she told him, if I motherfucking get another call from your teacher again, then that's your ass or some shit like that. And I was like, huh. There were people in the comments like, yeah, when I was younger, the teachers would whoop our ass too, blah, 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 blah. And there were some people in the comments that were saying things like, yo, that mom needs to be in jail and blah, blah, blah. And actually I was leaning toward that side because I'm thinking like, first of all, if your child, what did your child do in that class to warrant the way that you just disciplined them? Because there's no way that CPS shouldn't have been called immediately. Anything short of stabbing somebody. And first of all, you can't fix a stabbing with an ass whooping. I hate the way. First, the way she kept calling him a little nigga in front of this white teacher.
I want to address that right there.
In front of this white teacher. I wouldn't give a fuck if the teacher was African black, you know what I mean? African American black nigga. I was like, she
shouldn't be doing it in front of anybody or behind anybody. She shouldn't be doing it at all. That is not how you discipline a child. And that just, you kind of create the life.
It was bad.
Enough. The things we say to our children breathes the life and the lives of our children. You just have to be mindful. You really do. With her just saying that to him, he's going to grow up with a specific kind of complex if there's no interference and there's no one to come in and intervene and change how he looks at himself in life, and she's already created a problem.
This video was disturbing. I've watched a lot of bad videos, but I was so mad at this bitch.
I don't like that either. She is garbage.
I mean, it was beyond. And I just don't see how the two teachers were watching this and they didn't take action.
Well, they just probably saw it as her disciplining her son, and they probably didn't want to get involved like that because we know.
That's not responsible. that
the system
they
for true abuse.
if we're
They
gonna
probably didn't see it as true abuse.
if we're gonna I don't see how. You got to see this video because it's not even the short term. It's not even the short term problem that I'm concerned about. How the fuck is this motherfucker going to look at his mom later on when this video is still circulating on the internet when he becomes a teenager and into his 20s? And this video ain't going away because
Internet. It should have never been a
of
video.
course it should have never been on the internet. And I'm wondering who the fuck is filming this shit because she was whooping his ass before he stood in front of the teachers. She whooped his ass all the way to the teachers. And I'm like, and this illiterate motherfucker talking about the mom, I'm thinking like, yo, man.
I don't understand that. I remember when my son and my little cousins went to school, they were all at charter school together. And God, it was really a good school until they it's a whole different conversation. I'm not even gonna get into it because I'm gonna start being mean. And they did allow my cousin to come up and discipline my little cousin. They had a room for parents to come. They didn't go in there. They went in, they shut the door, they pulled the curtain and allowed it, but they didn't. Now, if the mother's being too much, they're stepping in. But I don't think they ever had that. They had an incident, I think, once where the mom was just, no, it was the dad. He was just too much. And they were like, this is borderline abuse. You can't do that. We're going to have to report it. But it was never anything like that. It was just simple discipline. And I think that's what the difference is. You know, I hear people all the time say, well, they stop allowing us to discipline our kids, blah, 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 blah. That's why our kids, I said, that's an excuse, and it's a cop-out, in my opinion. It's a cop-out and excuse that you don't want to be a parent. Because what they're not saying is you can't discipline your children. What they're saying is, no, you can't abuse your children. Because at one time, abuse was just rolled off of people's back like it was okay.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody said, hey, this is abuse. We're going to stop this. And I think that's where the difference came in. And some parents use that as an excuse. And it's bullshit to me.
A lot of children, a lot of adults don't really recognize that they have been a product of abuse on the physical level. And I think it's interesting that we can always identify our abuse on the mental and emotional side, but when it comes to the physical side, you know what I mean, our slave mentality kicks in, and we think disciplining us with physical force is okay, and it's not. You know what I mean? I see too many black people we been wearing that shit like a badge of honor. Oh yeah, my mom used to beat me with the extension cord. Oh yeah, she used to beat me with her high heels. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? My mom used to hit me with a bat. Oh yeah, my mom used to throw me off of the over the balcony like Suge Knight did to Vanilla Ice. What the fuck are you talking about? This shit ain't fucking funny. And if that shit, it's not that I don't think that kids should be physically punished, because I'm not adverse to punishment, but not as a teaching tool. I'm not going to whoop your ass to teach you anything. I'm trying to, if you do something against what I've taught you and I can't find another way around it, then you have to see that there are consequences to that. Because people that like kids don't like pain and they don't like being fearful. So sometimes you might have to enact that. But once they get over that part, then we get the prison system. Because everybody I know in the prison system has had their ass whooped many, 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 many times. So how?
I bet you at least half of them never had a real conversation about what's right or wrong, just got beat on.
Well, I can't say. All I know is that that most of them have had their ass physically whooped, and it ain't stopped the prison numbers from going up and up and up. So we talk about schools, and then we start talking about the school to prison pipeline, and some people want to deny that even exists, and it does. Oh shit. Hold on a second, Kim.
Okay, because I want to answer Lou's question.
All right. Yo, my brother, hold on a second, all right? Okay. All right, my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. What's on your mind this afternoon, my brother? What's good?
Hey, what's up, y'all? And hey, Miss Kim and everybody else.
How you doing?
I'm all right. Believe it or not, I dozed off and just woke back up listening to the show. And nah, well, yeah. I caught the itis eating something, but so man, but oh man, okay. As I'm still coming to, y'all talking about disciplining kids. Oh no. Let's go back to
The education in school?
yeah, and the discipline with the way the little nigga part.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I think that's what really started to wake me up out of it. I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
And as far as I don't, be it no, fuck that. Any adult who does that to a child, period, will have to answer to they ass belong to me. Especially you're talking about mine. Oh man, come on, that's yeah, that's doing way too much and it's way out of pocket.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'm really feeling some kind of way because you're not to. When you have when you have grandchildren, think about it, it becomes even more difficult because it's like you sort of worried about how they're how what they're going to be facing after you're gone.
Facts.
If you don't live long enough to see them grow up, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, you got to see this video. Yeah, Google it. Let me see. If you Google, because I wouldn't be able to play it on the show
Right.
because if I turn the volume up and you got to hear it, then you won't.
Okay.
Then they'll flag it. So let me see if I can Google it another kind of way. Parent.
Why are you doing that?
Wait. Stop. You're messing up my Google. All right. Let me see if I can find. All right. Black mother whooping her child's behind in front of teacher. Not that one. 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 A lot of videos. Okay. Black mother calling her child nigga while whipping him in front of teachers. I think this might be it. Is this it? Come on, hurry up. Hold on. Hurry up. I think this might be the one. Hurry up. Oh, hear shit.
Does anyone else have a secret collection of lost stuff?
Where the fucking video at? Oh, this bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. I think this is it though. They're not showing the video on here. After Brittany Thomas was called to her son's school because he threatened the teacher, she was seen on video dragging him, yelling profanities, and whipping him with a belt before making him apologize to his teacher. Now she's facing felony charges. Where's the video? All right. If her name is trying to look it up another kind of way. I think this might be it. God damn, this shit's taking all fucking day. All right, hold on. Gotta go through the app, but I believe y'all gotta look up Brittany Thomas. Yeah, this is it. This is the fuck it. Okay. All right, so y'all gotta look up Brittany Thomas. Brittany Thomas viral video of beating son. All right, so that's how you spell her name. If you put that in there, because it happened in Houston, Texas. I said that she sounded like she was from down south, but this is definitely the video. This shit, y'all need to watch this shit. I wish I could show y'all on here, but I'm glad I couldn't. Oh, what the fuck am I doing? The fuck am I doing? All right. All right, wait a minute. Hold on, my brother. Hold on. I goofed. Wait a minute. Okay. Now, hold on. Let me call Kim back. Okay.
I was wondering why you couldn't hear me talking.
My bad. Hold on. Okay, we back. Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear you now.
Okay, cool. So yeah.
Okay, the Beaumont, Texas, Beaumont mother arrested, charged in connection with viral taking a home run drive at Elementary.
No. Mom
You should have went to jail.
It's not. Okay,
No.
that's from 6 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, mom in viral video speaks out after felony child abuse. It was 6 years ago though. But this is this is in Houston. I don't know about Beaumont.
Okay.
That might be the same one. That's just not the one I chose.
Well, it's a news.
You know what? I just put a link.
I just saw it's like a news clip.
Yeah, YouTube don't let you put links in the chat, so I just told y'all what to look up.
It's on there. It showed up.
It showed up where?
I just put a link in the chat and asked you if that's the one, and I put it in there again. If this is the one, the little boy with the red shirt on.
I don't see where you put in anything.
I see it on my side.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
They probably got that shit blocked on this side. they don't be fucking with no links. They be like, nope, no links. Yeah, I don't. Do you see a comment, Norris?
Don't. Well,
yeah, I can see it. It's not on here, but I can see it on my side. But I do see it's not showing up. It's crazy.
YouTube don't do links. They don't do links.
I see. Yeah, I see. No, only the latest one I see is okay. Play said that it's not on there too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah.
Does a little boy have on a red shirt?
Yeah.
So
that's the video.
Just to find it.
Oh, that's the video. But yeah, that shit is disturbing as hell.
The fact that she hit him all on his back and his face and head, she should have went to jail. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. She should have went to jail.
Well, the people in there.
And I don't understand them teachers standing there because me and her would have got into it real bad.
Wow.
And that was my whole point.
No.
The teachers was looking like they were scared they was gonna be next. But you gotta hear the video. Seeing it is one thing. You gotta listen to the video. That shit nasty.
Just starting to hear through you right there. I was like, yeah, that sounds way too excessive.
Yeah, it had me feeling some kind of way.
Yeah.
Well, saying if that's how she is with him, then that's how he's going to be in the world. First of all, this kid is in the first grade or something. Mm-hmm. Like, if that's how you're speaking to him at home, then that's how he's going to speak in public.
And he's gonna be immune to that. So
I bet you they knew where he got his threatening ways from there now, didn't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
She said she told him that she was gonna break his face. It was she was going in. I mean, I was like, what are you putting on a show?
Who is the person following her with the camera? Because they need it. That's child abuse.
Yeah. How many times have we said the person who's filming this needs their ass kicked just as much too? That's just another example right there.
They're culpable, definitely.
Yeah.
They are a participant in this action because they are walking like they're videotaping a fashion show or something. You're videotaping abuse to a child.
Yeah.
And for the teachers to stand there, they are witnesses to child abuse. And I hope they get in trouble because now I don't know about any place else, but I know here the law is if the teacher witnesses some form of child abuse and they don't report it, then the teacher is at fault too. The school system, the school is at fault.
I
don't report it, they're at fault.
It was funny because when I'm watching the video, the person with the camera is the only one I'm not blaming. Because it could be anybody with the camera. I don't know how it made it. I don't know how it made it on the internet. I blame them for that. But
in this instance, that's true. There, we don't know who's there because it can't be somebody from her team just saying record this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It just seemed like she had somebody with her because they walked with her through the school.
Oh.
They walked with her through the school on outside as she is hitting him with that belt all across his back, his head, and his face. She's dragging him by his collar, basically. So I imagine the collar is pulling around his neck because the way she's pulling, it's pulled up in the back and pulling towards the front. So it's pulling around his neck. And they followed behind her out the door on around the schoolyard or school little walkway.
It's nasty.
So they're culpable too.
It's nasty.
Stop doing that.
Yeah,
I got a cousin who does that with her children, and we stay into it over that. Because I'm like, around me, you're not going to talk to them like that. I don't give a damn. You're not. I love her, but you just can't. That's too much. Too much.
It was little nigga, little nigga. I was like,
man.
oh my God.
She called him more than that. She called him all kind of motherfuckers, you little motherfucker, and all this. No, that is never acceptable. Not on any terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
All right.
And that's man. See, that's got me thinking about a local situation here where there's a woman that had mental health issues, still had a child, and there have been concerns about abuse with this boy. He was 8 years old, and eventually the abuse was so bad where they let her have custody even though she had issues, and it's been like it's documented or since somehow the system knows about it.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, they found that boy in the sewer. She stuffed that boy in the sewer after she killed him.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh.
8-year-old boy.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh, wow. And then there's my thinking. They knew this woman had mental health issues. She was flat out off her rocker. And yeah, so I think she's still in. Well, of course, yeah, she's still in jail, obviously. But whether she's getting some kind of mental health treatment or not, I don't remember. But I remember that was a high headline for a while. Oh, within the past 6 months, I want to say.
That's awful. That's horrific, and I hate that. I hate that because she has mental issues.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that because people knew and didn't respond. Like,
yeah,
you can see signs of stuff, and you should say something. I don't know.
I think there were some relatives that tried to say something, but it's one of those that they just let slip through the cracks. As far as abusive marriage.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We gotta get on up out of here.
Damn, already? Damn,
yeah.
I just woke back up.
I know, right? Yeah, it's time to go to.
It's
time to go to bed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So she asked me about the 6-year-old who shot the teacher. Well, I said the elementary kid, but he was 6 years old. He's in first grade. Mm-hmm. And she asked, why did the teacher do something to him? And from my understanding, of course, we never know for sure, but they said this kid was angry anyway. He was an angry kid, and he was always just mad at everybody. So I imagine something was going on in his home. And they said that day he came to school and said he was going to fight another student. And she, was trying to tell him, no, you can't do that or whatever. She said something to him about not doing that. And he proceeded to go get the gun and come back and shoot her. But he said people in the school, there had been a conversation about him having a gun. And the adults in the school didn't react. And so he ended up shooting the teacher. And I think the teacher was just awarded like $10 million against the school because they knew, the other adults in the school knew. So to answer your question, Lou, there really was nothing but the teacher telling him, you can't do this fight or you can't be in this fight or whatever she said. And the kid was already mad and angry. He came back and shot her because she basically told him, no, you can't do this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. I think I remember seeing something about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
And that kid we just saw, that's the kind of kid who was in that position because of the way his mother treated him. Just want to put it out there.
Yep. Yep. And be the ones hollering, "Oh my baby," when they sentence him. Ain't that some shit?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Sentencing him or burying him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That part, that right there. Mm-hmm. That exactly right there. Or end up burying him. Yeah. And that's the worst part.
Yeah, it went from my baby ain't never hurt nobody, but when they can't say that, it's like he had some struggles he was dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
He was fighting some demons. Yeah, well, the demons won. All right.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. Happy birthday,
Without a doubt.
Urbanite. Everybody else. Have a great week ahead. That's all I'm going to say. Stay hydrated. Don't do like me. Stay cool. Don't do like me. Get some rest. Have a good one. It was nice talking to you, Norris.
All right, you too, Kim. Take care.
All right.
Thanks both of y'all for calling in. I appreciate you.
All right. All right, bro. All right. Much love, y'all. I'll holla back.
Okay.
All right. So.
All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious July 19th, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special because they are special because they are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They are SPECIAL. They get the RESPECT. They get number one out the box, Ingrid Del Carmen Fiore, and also my brother Jimmy Davis and Leslie Lyndon Powell, Miranda C., April Nikki Williford, Sharon, Nikki Heron, and last but not least, Vic Michael Robinson Rogers. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all, and I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious July 19th, anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally. All of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. Anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, listen, whether it matches or doesn't matches, or should I say, whether it matches or not, is pretty much a personal preference. But how deep it has to match or how far the matching takes you down a certain area, learned behavior is hard to get away from, man. You know, learned behavior is hard to get away from. When we find out that something works, even if it only works for us, it's hard to get away from it. You know what they say? If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? So if matching things works for you, then you're probably going to stick to it. Doesn't mean that you got to look at people who don't match up things in the same way that you do, all sideways and everything like that. We got to find a way to get along with each other. And I know that we can do it. I know we can make it. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. I want to thank all of y'all for coming through and checking out the show today, man. Peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow night, Monday going into Tuesday, 1 a.m. in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. You know what it is. So that being said, man, I want y'all to have a great rest of this day and don't accept no shorts. Peace.